Hey everyone, BNSF 9382 here with a quick update and a walkthrough of my lift up that I've been working on the last few days. I got three little sections of track installed over the lift up. So I got some temporary power to it, and again, I want to get a train running so when kids and people come over, I have something to show them instead of an empty bench. So this is what I've been working on the last couple days. See if we can get this train moving here. And I have to stay on this side of the bench because I have to reach my control. So here we go, nice and easy. There's the first section of the lift up. Fairly smooth. There's a little bump in there, but I think that'll work. And here's the far end of the lift up. Again, there's just a little bit of a bump in there, but I figure if that big car goes over it without a problem, I guess we'll be okay. Anyway, here's version 2 of the lift up. The one I did previously was done very quickly, and this one I spent a little bit more time, probably the better part of a couple days, trying to get this track lined up and all that without having a huge gap. You know, I could have laid all the track in one big piece and then cut it with a Dremel, and at the end of the day I thought I would have too big of a gap. So this is what I did. Again, not my idea. I picked this up from another YouTube videos that I've been watching. Basically, this is a 36-inch piece of flex track on the left side. Basically, I soldered it. I screwed two, I think they're 3/4 inch screws into the sub-road bed, and then I soldered the track to those 2 screws. So very stable, doesn't move around. So now I have a very tight joint here. And then I have another piece of flex track on the lift up itself, and I soldered those two to again, I think they're 3/4 inch or 1 inch screws. Now what I did was, because the top of my bench work is 1/2 inch foam, what I did was I cut out about a 1 inch section of foam, and I installed some trim pieces of wood in here, so I had something nice and solid to screw into without having to drill through or screw into the foam and then maybe melt it when I was soldering. I wanted a good solid base. So this is foam over here, and then this is 2 strips of hobby wood or whatever. It's like a 1/2 inch thick and then about an inch and a half wide. So again, I have good solid mounting surfaces on both sides. Again, that's how I did that on this side of the lift up. And all we have to do is lift this up, and it lifts up. Again, down, goes right back into place. Pretty good. A little bit of a bump there. Might have to do some fine tuning. That's just a little piece of white styrene. Needed a little bit of a spacer in there to bring this up to where it was pretty level. So I just stuck a piece of styrene in there. Again, nothing in my world is level or flat, so we have to do what we have to do. Okay, here's the close end. Again, I have temporary power. Vinny is one that told us all how to make the power connectors with the clamps there for the connectors. So I just made up a couple of those that are a little extra long and connected them up temporarily to the bus underneath the table. So again, I've got power to this section, power to the middle section, and again, temporary power to the far section. When I get a little farther along, I'll insulate these sections of track with a switch. Still working on that. I've seen a couple of good videos. How to use a contact switch underneath the lift up that'll cut power or supply power to these sections of track so we don't have an accident. But again, this is the near side of the lift up, and it's also a pretty good gap, pretty close gap. Basically, the stationary section of track on the right side of this picture, I beveled this track to about a 40-45 degree angle, so when the left section picks up, it clears it on the bottom. So again, it's not perfect, but I think the trains and cars will go over it okay. And I'll fill in this with some more road bed or ballast, or eventually when we get that farther along, we'll cover all that up with scenery or whatever the case. But again, a quick overview of, sorry, this camera, this iPhone is the only camera I have to take video, so we're going to have to make it work. Basically, I just started on this section because I wanted to get somewhat permanent track over the lift up. The rest of the track I'll just kind of lay down temporarily, probably without road bed, and just so I can get something running for now. But basically back here in this corner, I have a 30-inch curve, 30-inch radius curve on the outside, this one here, and this one inside is 3 inches closer, so it's a 27-inch radius. And I'll go around the back or whatever I decide to do. And back over here in this corner, same thing. I got a 30-inch radius, and the inside is a 27-inch radius. I think that gives good spacing. Ideally, these are going to be, double mainline, so the cars and trains aren't too close together when they go around the curves. But again, the lift up, basically it's the same material I used to make the rest of the bench work. I think this is like 1/2-inch plywood, and then 1x4s with, again, you can see the wooden spacers I put in here, so I'd have something solid to drill into or to mount to. The rest of this is foam. Obviously you got to cut this section out, so it will depress into the inside of the bench work. Again, that lifts up. And again on the other side, the lifting side. On the inside, for now I just have this 1x4, 1x3, 1x4 cleat screwed in to hold the far end of the bench work, or the lift up when it's lowered. On the inside, I got two just regular old interior type house hinges with another piece of plywood in there as a spacer. Basically just screws in there, and it allows you to lower the bench work. Again, I've been thinking about it. I may add some weight to this, just so when you lower it, it stays and it goes right into place and it stays put. But anyway, I'll do the inside this track at some later point. a little bit of experience now on soldering this and how to do this. Basically, I've got all the screws pre-installed, and again, I think this is going to work, but I know there are probably other ways, better ways, easier ways. But again, I saw the couple videos, and on my last version of this, I didn't use these screws. I counted on the little spikes and gluing and ballasting to hold everything in place. And after time, the ends started coming loose, and it was a real pain in the butt. So I'm hoping this provides more of a consistent, stable alignment of the track. But anyway, any questions or comments, let me know, and let me know what you think. I guess that's about it for now. That's the main thing I've been working on. The other thing, when I had the paint out, I went ahead and painted the 1x3 that goes around the benchwork. It's not the best looking color in the world, but it looks a little bit more finished with some paint on it. So got 2 coats of paint on that, and eventually there'll be a fascia board on here or something to cover that up. But again, I guess that's about it, and we'll see you later. BNSF 9382 out.